Now, Rue, we don't usually have this go on, but girl, I completely disagree. Completely. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 13, episode 10. I didn't like this. I didn't like the way this went down at all. At all. That's all right. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, Ru. No, girl. Anyway, so listen. Utica. Utica done sent old girl home, honey. And Utica feels, she said she felt very empowered. And it was no shade, but just the whole, I get it. I get it because now you've lived the full, I got it. You lived the full RuPaul Drag Race experience. You done been to the bottom, you done lip synced, you've, you haven't won yet, but you pretty much ran the gamut of everything that goes on here. So I get it. I got what you're saying. Um, Simone. Simone. So Simone was basically, they were really giving her kudos about what had happened the past episode, and she was saying, I have a message of activism. I'm not just here to be pretty. I'm not just here to turn looks. I have a message. That's who I am in real life. I'm an activist, and I have a message. No jokes, no apologies. And I will definitely use this platform and any other platform that I'm ever on to press that message. Yes, God. That's girl. Psh, come on here, Simone. So I told you I had just about given up on my Simone. I said I thought I had seen all that she had to offer. She turned it around, and I got a new spark. It ain't a new spark, but I have a resurge of my spark for Simone. So Simone, you got my eyes open, girl. You got my ears, and I'm watching, girl. Let's see if you can get my vote. Okay? So I'm watching. So Rue gets the girls together and he pulls one. Char Margolis, honey. She's a psychic and a medium. He sits her with them. Char read the hell out of the room, okay? She went into it, boom, boom, boom. She going down the room. She read the hell out of them. And they were like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. I'm like, okay. And I was wondering, why was Rue doing this? He was doing a pairing. He used the information that Char came back to him with, and he did a psychic pairing of the girls. He put Tina with Rose. He put Denali with Olivia. He put Utica with Simone, and he put Kandy with Gotmik. So what are you doing, child? Maxi Challenge is makeovers. So we living for this episode too. This episode and Snatch Game are always some of the best to see what goes on. It's always a lot of high drama, baby. So we ready. But this time, due to COVID and everything, they were very smart. Rue, child. She keeps it going. That's why I love her so much. It's in house. We're not bringing people in. We're not bringing in strangers. We're not bringing in family members. We're doing it all in house. He put these whores against each other, honey. Paint your sister. Make her into your image, honey. Make her part of your brand. I said, oh. Right away, Tina and Rose, honey, that goddamn Tina gonna say, child, I got me a Scottish caveman, honey. I said, oh. I guess anybody told you that you a Bob the Builder type of bitch yourself. I said, well, okay, girl. So we get started. Rose and Tina basically hate each other's aesthetic. from the door. So I was like, how is this going to work? Utica starts right off into this. She was afraid of appropriation again. Crazy. Rue comes in and does his individuals, talks with them. And Rue put it all in perspective and told her, listen, if it comes from a place of love, then there are no worries. Don't be shady. You're not appropriating culture if you're not being shady, bitch. If it's coming from a place of love and a place of trying to be understanding of the other person's culture and not as a weapon against or trying to just steal it and act like it's your own, then there's nothing to worry about. As long as it's coming from a place of love, girl, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Gotmik and Kandy, their first thing from the door, they're like, child, what we getting ready to do with these sizes? Girl, because it's like, you need three Gotmiks to make up one Kandy. So I said, yeah, girl. Good thing, though, they know how to sew. Both of them know how to sew. So I was like, child, y'all just got some timing crunches, but y'all could pull it off. So that was that. And I'm going to say, with this, they got time to go on to the main stage and practice actually like each other's, their whole aesthetic. Like they got to really work with the whole aesthetic. Because again, when I say I'm going to make you my brand, it ain't about just you looking like me. It's about you really doing me. Like, listen, you all are actresses. Bitch, get out there and act like me. Don't just go out and look like me. Bitch, go act like me. Utica and Simone, I think, enjoyed it. And they really threw themselves head first into the whole thing. And it really was a joy to watch their footage of them try. They were genuine, and they were in it to literally learn about each other. It was like a lifetime thing. It wasn't really just about this challenge. It was a thing of, bitch, I want to learn about you. I want to learn about you. I want to learn about what you're really all about, bitch. And it was a joy to watch. It really, really was. They were very sensitive to each other's feelings. They wanted to make sure they weren't overstepping each other, that neither one would walk away feeling any kind of way. It was a beautiful thing to watch. It really, really was. And I truly enjoyed it. I did. Lonnie Love is back as a judge, and I thought Lonnie was perfect for this episode. Because there was a few times when Lonnie was actually watching and I seen Lonnie. I think Lonnie got, of all the other judges, I'm glad Lonnie was there because I think she got something that she would take away with her. There was a few times I seen Lonnie tearing up. So I was glad that this was her week, that she was actually there, because I think she really did take an experience away from her, which is what I always say. Drag is always about, no matter what we're doing, whether it be a pageant, just a show, this competition, whatever it is, drag, the entertainment form, it is about creating a moment. It's about creating a moment in time. Whenever I put that stuff on and I hit a stage and I call myself entertaining, I'm trying to create a moment for somebody. I'm trying to create a moment, something that someone will never forget. That they'll always say, I remember when that bitch did so. That's what drag is. It's about creating a moment. And you may not create a moment for everybody in the room, but your job is there got to be one person in the audience to say, 20 years from now, I remember when that bitch got on stage at so and so and so, or when a certain song come on, be like, I remember when Milan did this, that, thing, and the other. That's good drag. That's good drag. I've actually achieved that before with people and been told, and I've definitely had that experience with many queens, that have created a moment, and literally when a certain song comes on, I'll be like, child, that bitch, I remember that girl, yeah, girl. That's what drag is all about for me. So, anyway, there was a moment created for Miss Lonnie Love, honey, and she took something away, and I was here for it. So, let's talk about Gotmik. Gotmik had a little moment that, I don't really do her too much. She's kind of like, she gives me mean girl tease, and I think she's a little sneaky. She's very talented, but I just think as a person, I think she's a little sneaky, and I just don't trust her really. I really don't. I don't trust the bitch. You know, I wouldn't want her nowhere around me, my shoes and things, or my makeup with a glass in her hand. I don't trust that bitch. Though she's talented and I enjoy her, I don't trust that bitch. But anyway, she came out and she talked about how the fact of how she actually identified with the effeminate males. And that was something that I've never actually heard any trans man or any type of a stud ever admit to. It's always, it's always this masculine thing. Because a lot of times you'll see trans men and they're beautiful. They're beautiful. And I laugh and I say, well, child, you did all of this and you're a trans man now, but you look like a gay boy. Like you remind me of a gay boy. So I don't know, do you feel your transition was completely successful? Because again, being trans, you go through the transition, so you basically blend as what you feel. And you blend, and if you have a 100% successful transformation, the goal is to literally sit in a room full of everybody else, and nobody even clocked that you're trans. You know what I mean? That you just blend. It's about blending. That's a part of it. That ain't all of it, but that's a part of it. That's like a good transfer. It's about blending. So a lot of times I always say, that's different how you transition into a boy, but you transition from a woman into what appears to be a gay male. And that always was kind of funny to me. And that's just kind of different. And I always wanted to have that conversation. And she came through and she said, she was never like masculine enough. So people kind of like was giving her girl. And then as a girl, she didn't want to be that totally. But then that's more what she identified when she was hanging out. She identified with the more effeminate boys. And she's like, well, that's what I want to be. And she didn't, her goal wasn't to be like a hard, hyper, masculine male. She actually was leaning toward being like a little gay boy. I said, well, that's flattering, Gotmik. That's flattering. I mean, it's being the little gay boy, we're all, even in our own community, we're looked down upon a lot of times. The effeminate gay males, child, they give us the goddamn blues. Right in our own community. We get it from the studs sometimes. We get it from the other gay boys. When you're effeminate, honey, they sometimes give us the blues. Most times give us the blues, honey, like you're less than. So to hear one of our sisters say, I actually wanted to be like you. I didn't want to be like a heterosexual male. I wanted to be like you. I wanted to be a soft boy like you. That was flattering. I said, okay, Gotmik. The first time I've ever heard that on all my years, I thought it was kind of cute. I said, well, all right, girl. So she it really did broaden my horizon. I said, child, everybody don't want to be that blend. That blend. See, again, and I say the LGBTQIA, honey, there's so many nuances. There's so many loopholes and so many doors into our world, honey. I don't think that anybody knows everything. Every day is a new learning experience. It is what it is. As long as you're respectful and you're open to learn, child, you be fine with the community. But the community has so many nuances, honey. It's like a mansion. And there's many doors and many windows, honey. Many. We need a whole team of clean up people, honey. A whole team. And that's what makes us special. Anyway, moving on. So that was cute. So right when I had that little moment with Miss Gotmik, honey, turn around, honey. She turned right around, threw some shade. I ain't gonna say, child, we seen Tina Burner get done getting painting rosé. She said, child, Rose was already hard, honey, and now Tina that managed to make her harder. I said, oh, bitch, you are so goddamn shady. I get it, girl. I get it, because some of the shadiest queen are the little feminine ones, honey. I get it, girl. Shady ass, honey. You got a 100% excellent transformation, girl. Congratulations. You shady ass queen, honey. Anyway. Okay, so let's talk about this. The girls hit the runway. Tina and Rose, they look like each other. Both of their aesthetic for me is like, okay. Campy this, campy that. It's whatever, child. I thought they were okay. They were all right. Simone and Utica freaking nailed it. That presentation, the outfits, what they did, everything was spot on and goddamn perfect. The fact that I knew it would be though. I knew it would be from watching them prepare and how much I enjoyed them getting prepared. I knew they were going to kill it, and they did. They did not disappoint. Simone, girl, you can't love it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely Team Simone. I'm riding Team Simone. Come on, girl. The spark has been lit back. Let's go. Um, Kandy and Gotmik, it was cool. Um, Denali and Olivia. Denali definitely turned Olivia into her. Olivia did a shit job of turning Denali. It just was bad. It was bad. It wasn't joyous. It was dark. It was glamour, but it was dark. It wasn't playful. The look wasn't fun. It was serious, and it actually aged her. It was very aged. She looked like she was literally getting ready to go to an award ceremony. She looked like yeah, it was kind of like she was going to the Academy Awards, but back in 1980, if you could picture that. 1980s. Mm-hmm. Pretty, but just old. She had her looking old. And she don't look old. She's very vibrant and yeah, no ma'am. Anyway, so Rue get them all there. Rue lines the girls up after they had, everybody had good talks and everything. There was really nothing terrible said. We all knew from the door, Denali, that look that Olivia gave you was bad. Rue sat them bitches and sat them. I said, Rue, you so shady, child. Well, let's talk about Rue. This is one of the very few times you're going to hear me do this. I did not like Mother Rue's hair at all. I couldn't stand it. It was so tight. I didn't like anything about it other than the color. I didn't like the style of none of it. It looked like a pack of cigarettes. I hated it. I hated it. It was so tight. Just like a pack of cigarettes. I wanted to bang her on the table, honey, to pack the cigarette. It was, oh. I said, girl, if you don't get that Newport 100th wig on out of here. And then the dress, I hated the top. I love the bottom. I love the bottom. I love the fabrication. But I hated the top. It was giving me very... What was the maid on the Jetsons? The little robot? I didn't like it. It was very boxy and boxed off, and it didn't look like skin. It just looked painted on. It had a very fake look. She looked like a Barbie doll. She looked like a Barbie doll. It was too plasticky. I was like, wow, Rue. But so that was what it was given. Is from the waist down, my Rue was fabulous. From the waist up to the neck, ugh. From the, her head, her face, the bitch's face be done. Bitch face done, bitch, she one of the baddest bitches to ever do it. That hair looked like a pack of cigarettes, pack of Newport 100s. I was hating that look. And then you was being shady, bitch. She put them girls up there and said, so who do y'all think should go home, honey? And they all had to go down and they said who they thought. And then Kandy. I wanted to get my broom and just clean her up, honey. I said, what is you doing, bitch? She gonna go and clean the floor, the whole room. Well, this person did this, that person did that, and this. Bitch, she asked you one question. You got mad because somebody said your name. Bitch, don't start this, Kandy, or and she gonna clean up the whole room. Too much. Team too much. That's always your problem. Team too much. Shut the hell up. And everybody was like this. Oh, ooh. Okay, girl. Team too much. Wanted to get my damn broom. Anyway, so Rue's like, okay, y'all, okay, girl, they had to shut her up. All right, bitch. Shush. Send them on back. They had their little talk. And during their talk, it was cute. They did this shout out, and you had to have been around from the beginning, honey, and you would know what they were talking about. When she said, bring back my merles, honey, instead of bring back my girls, honey. It was a shout, and then they said something else. It was a shout out to Santino and Merle. Y'all remember Santino and Merle when they used to be on the judging panel? I said, oh, Santino and Merle. So I love that. That was really, really cute. Anyway, the girls come back. The winners, of course, was Utica and Simone. So now, Utica, you have run the full gambit of RuPaul's Drag Race. You won $5,000. You and Simone, they both got $5K, honey. And you've done everything. You've won. You've lip synced and won that. You've been at the bottom. You've been all around. You've been critiqued good. You've been critiqued bad. You've had the full on RuPaul Drag Race experiences. You have. Good for you. But they won. And girl, the bottom was Olivia and Denali. Okay? Denali felt it was very unfair because she said, I'm actually in the bottom because of things that my partner did. Yes and no. Because, see, you know, Ru could change things up anytime she gets ready. Yes and no. One thing that you discounted, sis, they didn't feel like you weren't growing. Makeup wise, you ain't growing. And the makeup job, they didn't feel was all that hot. They were like, girl, where's the blending? But her makeup is always hard. It's very hard, and that is her aesthetic. But again, girl, when we get this far in, this is when we start to nitpick. We got to nitpick. So please don't feel as though you were in the bottom all over what Olivia did. No, that was, you know, when they had to pick, because there got to be two people down there. And girl, she did bad, but then of them, girl, you were weak. It was a sign of weakness. You had to go down there. You had to go down there because again, you got to nitpick. Somebody got to be down there with her. So this was the thing. So they get down there and they are doing their thing. And I agreed with them two being down there. I did. I agree with them two being down there. And they're doing their thing. And I also, the outfit that she had put on, we knew it did look like her aesthetic, but it looked like a real cheeseball version of her aesthetic. It was nowhere near as nice as the shit she normally wears. Anyway, it was Shackles by Mary Mary. And I said, oh, we ain't doing some gospel, honey. And they had the nerve to say something about that damn. Simone said, child, no, we ain't got these two drag queens ain't doing this gospel. Child, do gospel music all the time, honey. It's always the proper time for a good word, honey. You never know. Never know when you're going to hear one again, honey. Never know whose first time it is hearing this. Never know who's going to touch. Remember, we're creating a moment here. Listen, and I'm going to say this. I don't agree with a goddamn thing that Ru said after this point. I said, Ru, girl, I'll push that pack of cigarettes off the back of your head, girl. I do not agree. Honey, she sent Denali home, and she kept Olivia. First of all, quit your playing. Because I thought that Denali, if you turn the sound off, Denali was performing her ass off. And she was very much giving you a woman at a church situation, singing a song that was inspirational. And she was performing the hell out of it. She was very glamorous. She had a gown on with a train, and that she lifted the train up, and she was. It was a performance. She created a moment, as far as I was concerned. I was very impressed with her performance. And honey, Olivia, and you turned that TV off, you would have swore she was singing a song by Too Short. I said, well, whose brother is that? She was, and all down on the ground, and I said, that don't sound. If you d- turn the sound off your TV and watch it, honey, that ain't giving any. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. That ain't what I got. I just wanna praise him. Not that ain't. No, that's down. I can lift my hands. That's what Denali was given. You was given. That was giving me some type of rap song. Huh? Man, I get some money. Man, I get some money. That's what. Turn your TV off and watch it back. Rue, I disagree. I disagree. And I ain't even want to say that because that's a girl singing. Or there's a boy part of that song too. But she was giving the boy part. Man, I get some money. I get some money, honey. Mm-mm. No, I just want to praise him. I just want to praise him. Mm-mm-mm. I disagree, Rue. You out of order, girl. But I still love you. I still love you. I still don't like that top of that dress, and I don't like that Newport hairdo. But I still love you, bitch. Anyway, sit Denali home, honey. I said, and I ain't even crazy about Denali. I just told y'all before. Denali is the one I thought she had saved herself, but she's the one I forgets her name still. I still in the lineup will forget her name. But I don't think this was it. This is why she had to go home. I didn't think she should go home. I think it was time for Olivia. I really do. I was ready to, and y'all know I've been Team Olivia, but the last 2 weeks, girl, no ma'am, no ma'am. Anyway, all right, y'all. Love y'all. I will see you all next week, honey. We getting down there. We getting through it, honey. Miss Kandy, shut your goddamn mouth. Doing all that talking, girl.